My name is Benjamin Rosloff, and I am a filmmaker, editor, and storyteller, and I am living with autism. There are different types of prayers: prayers that praise God, prayers that thank God, prayers that ask for forgiveness, and prayers that ask God for something. There are prayers that are memorized that we recite or sing to familiar melodies. They make us feel good and bring back positive memories. Judaism encourages questions. It is how we learn, how we grow, and how we gain an understanding of ourselves, our community, and our relationship to God. Asking questions is how we learn about people's hopes and dreams and what kind of world they want to live in. Let's ask the question and listen to their answers. Do you pray?
I do pray. Not as often as I used to, but I still pray.
I guess in a way, pray when I hope to do well in a job interview.
I have a prayer practice. I use a traditional Jewish prayer book.
Do you recite prayers that you have learned or memorized, or do you have personal prayers?
I have personal prayers, and I also attend Zoom services on Shabbat through my synagogue.
My grandfather was a rabbi, so a lot of the prayer that he talked about, there were the traditional prayers, and then there was the personal prayer and the silent prayer.
When I do my workout routinely activities, like on a daily basis, it's always personal stuff.
Is your disability something you refer to in your prayers?
I have ADHD and dyslexia, learning disabilities. It's more abstract how I refer to them. It's more things that might be happening in my life that are in some way a result of the disabilities.
I don't specifically pray about my disability, but my disability is a fundamental part of who I am.
I was in the hospital completely, totally paralyzed, and I was like that for many years. But now I understand that this is a gift that was given to me to enable me to have a closer relationship with the creator of the world, with my family, friends, and myself.
How does praying make you feel?
In a way, it gives me hope that what I'm praying for will come true.
It makes me feel really soothed and relaxed, like personally prayers, what I do in my daily routinely practices. It just makes me feel so relaxed.
What do you think the difference is between a wish and a prayer?
A prayer encompasses this idea of intention and then action behind that, whereas a wish is like just something I put out into the universe and hope that it sticks.
A wish is a dream your heart makes. And I think a prayer is really asking for either continued health or asking for peace.
Do you think people with disabilities' prayers are different than prayers of non-disabled people?
No, I think everybody's prayers need to be heard and should be heard. And if they're not, someone's got to figure out a way to make them more accessible.
In general, people pray for the same things, and that's to be loved and accepted, to be able to have purpose in life.
I guess for people who are disabled, probably praying that I can pray for different things than people who are not disabled.
I think everybody looks for love. I think everybody looks for acceptance. I think for people like us, it might be harder to achieve in some areas, so we might either pray more or we might look towards other people for help. But I think the basic fundamental human rights and rights that we all want are generally the same thing, which is to be on an even playing field and enjoy the same things that other people can enjoy.
I've been in both situations. I was 55 years old before I became completely paralyzed for a number of years. So I have the perspective of both, that there's really no difference between how one approaches the idea of prayer relating to the Creator, whether you are fully abled or less so.
What do you pray for?
I pray for continued health, happiness, and the ability to have purpose, and the ability to fulfill the mitzvot.
Well, I just pray for the food I have and God gives me, and I pray for a place to live, another day to live. I pray for my friends and family.
I usually pray for my family's health, or on high holidays, maybe job interviews sometimes, but I think mostly it's, for myself to do better.
I want to continue to do well in my career, with broadcasting. I want to continue to make waves in that department. And I want to be able to, start seeing people again. I think what a lot of people, regardless of what religion you practice, have been praying that the pandemic ends.
So I often pray that people come together to bring about a better world.
I certainly pray that I can see my family again.
I pray for greater understanding between people and less prejudice in the world. And just really, I pray for minds and hearts to be open to different people. And I think we are living in a time where that's harder and harder to do, but I think it's more important than ever.
I'm praying for this pandemic to end. The sooner the better. I'm praying for us all to eventually get vaccinated with COVID-19.
I pray for better days to come later on in 21.
I pray for me to look in my heart, my soul, and find my way in this world and in this situation.
I pray for the ability to be present in moments that matter.
I think any moment of peace and wholeness that I can bring into my heart is a blessing.
I pray for the revelation that all beings fulfill their potential and live in joy, happiness, peace, and love.
In the end, I learned that people with disabilities really do not pray differently than people who are non-disabled. Nobody that I questioned prayed to be non-disabled. Instead, they prayed to have the strength, patience, and courage to deal with their challenges. They prayed to stay positive and for understanding from others. They prayed for the ability to overcome obstacles in their way so that they could lead full and successful lives. They prayed for peace, health, and happiness, for the pandemic to end, and to be reunited with their friends and family, co-workers, and community. I pray for those same things too. I think we all do. What do you pray for?